to Travelandtash. Today I am in the hub, the very heart and center of Seoul. If you travel to Seoul and you haven't been to Jongno district, you haven't really traveled to Seoul. This is the epicenter of the basically commercial, economic, traditional, political center. It's actually a thoroughfare that joins Dongdaemun over on the easterly end of Seoul to the far westerly side, Gwanghwamun. I've actually recorded videos from both Dongdaemun and Gwanghwamun, so check them out after you watch this video. I love this particular area because it's such an old part of Seoul. The oldest subway of Korea runs directly underneath us, underneath Jongno, Samga, and this particular thoroughfare. Jongno takes its name from the word bell, and also plaza or square, an area where shops are situated. And it's got so many traditional landmarks dotted all along it. But we're not too far from basically the Cheongkicheon, which is behind us. Directly in front of us is Changdeokgung Palace, and westerly is the City Hall Plaza, Gwanghwamun and Gyeongbokgun Palace. Anguk, which is beside Bukchon Hanok village, a little northerly of where we are, attracts so many tourists. We're going to steadily make our way toward the alleys, the street food alleys. I'm quickly getting hungry actually. I haven't had breakfast and I don't know why. Like Anna said to me, yeah, let's get lunch, and I was like, I don't usually eat lunch until 1 o'clock because I do this, intermittent fasting thing. And Anna was like, okay, then I'm gonna have a big breakfast, and now I think I'm more hungry than she is. But we're gonna wander the alleys. We're gonna skip out on looking at the shrine right now. We're gonna wander the alleys. The plan is really to find lunch,
Good lunch.
visit a palace. We'll play it by ear and see how much energy we have.
Yes.
Anna's wearing the right footwear today. I was just saying to Anna that I got an hour and a half sleep last night because for where I live in Gangnam, the humidity was nuts last night, and we're in mid-September now. What day is it today? September the 19th. So it's a Sunday here. It's an Indian summer, when summer extends into September and October. Yeah, we get a lot of Indian summers here, and then suddenly it just like goes straight into fall, and 1 minute you're half naked in the streets because of the humidity, and the next minute you're wearing like almost semi-winter clothes.
Right. Some days the weather is really hot.
Yeah.
And then in between it would be very cold.
Yeah.
And then again it would be hot. So it's confusing to even get the transition from summer to fall, or fall to even winter.
Oh my! I think this is the area that I had in mind to get lunch. I hope it's not all closed. If this area is closed, we can always go to Insadong,
Right.
which will likely have restaurants and stuff open. Wow, I've never seen all of the restaurants closed like this. This is incredible. Like, because of Chuseok, everything is so quiet, and I'm not battling with crowds for all of the noise. And what's interesting about this particular statue is that it appears to be a tortoise which is supporting some kind of stele which has Korean Hangul on it, but the tortoise appears to have the head of a dragon, which is really interesting actually. And the Buddha here appears to be carrying a baby Buddha, which I've never seen before. All of the inscriptions on the stele are all in Korean Hangul. There is no English, Chinese or Japanese translation at all. So this place is called Mahabodhi Temple, the Mecca of the independence movement on March 1st, 1911. Built by a Buddhist monk, Yong-sung, for the independence of Korea from the Japanese occupation. He devoted himself to the cause at the age of 48 from 1911 to 1940, which became the headquarters of the independence movement. Landmarks like this go to show just how central and how important the Jongno district here was during various historical events, like, for example, the independence movement from occupying Japanese back in 1912, 1911? Was it 1911? 1911. Guys, you're getting a very unique glimpse of Jongno Samga when it's not ram-packed with people. Anna is seeing it for the first time as a really cool environment. But trust me, the next time you come here, you'll be like, oh my god, I can barely even walk. There's so many people here. Korean barbecue, traditional meals, all of it just spills out into the streets here.
This place would be connected to Insadong?
Yeah, Insadong is going to be basically either this street or maybe a couple of blocks over. Do you want to do a little bit more scenic stuff first?
Yeah.
And then we'll loop around and find food?
Yes, I think we still have the energy to see beautiful stuff.
I guess at Chuseok time, people take a few days off to be with family.
This doesn't look like Seoul to me.
It's a rare glimpse, guys. You guys were expecting probably me to feature some kind of outrageously exciting, I don't know, thoroughfare of shoppers. But instead, you have me and Anna and a bunch of deserted locations. Last time I was here, I noticed that there's quite a lot of guest houses, particularly for backpackers, that are located along here. So a lot of people that are visiting Korea, perhaps traveling through on a visa that lets them in for a few weeks, like to stay here because it's a very, very central location from which to see a lot of the traditional locations here in Seoul. Thank you. 감사합니다. We've just wandered into a art gallery, and so we thought we'd just stop and take a look. Bridget, this is for you. I'm going to take some good close-ups here so that if you want to make a still from this and you want to copy any of the folk art, because I know that you love Korean folk art. I love this piece because it actually shows off different traditional Korean elements. Like, for example, I suspect that this is probably one of the bells. This is possibly the national flower of Korea. And it shows off the vases or earthenware that the Goryeo Dynasty made. Korean or Goryeo celadon, of course, was very, very famous hundreds of years ago and still continues to sell for a lot today. And it's nice to see that they are included in the elements in Korean folk art painting. Oh, this is a special exhibit.
Yes.
Guys, we wandered into a special exhibit and it opened today. Isn't that awesome? Yay. 감사합니다. 안녕하세요. Wow, how lucky is that? You know, the funny thing is that sometimes you're just walking down the street and then you just, out of the glimpse of your eye, you see something down a very narrow alleyway and you're like, oh, what is that? Like, we very nearly skipped that, right? So you have to be extremely curious and extremely snoopy and nosy to actually pursue going into areas which, for most people, you'd think that you're not supposed to be going down.
I think the term in Korean would be nunchi. Nunchi means to have a very strong vision, to read the room. So probably we have to focus on nunchi if we want to find the best places
I have nunchi, even though I have a very bad sense of direction. I don't know where I'm going, but I will find the interesting places. I'm just saying to Anna, we made a good decision to come here because there's more places that are open. Oh look, there's a statue right beside me. It looks like one of the statues that you see in Jeju Island. Jeju I'm going to very soon.
This house is very, very famous in Korea.
This one here?
Yes, because this is in Korea the toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet.
Yeah.
Usually outside of the house, there is the traditional,
toilet.
traditional toilet system in Korea. But this is the first the housing inside the
Inside toilet?
Yes. Yeah. So this is about 150.
150 years old.
Yes.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah. So we call this one as a Mingadahon. Mingadahon means the Min family.
Oh.
Min family is the
From the
Queen,
Queen Min?
yes.
From-
This is the family line.
Oh wow,
Yes.
that's so cool.
Very strong power is coming.
Wow, thank you for sharing that and telling us
Yes.
about that. That's so cool.
Where are you from? I hope to come
I'm
here.
from England and Anna's from India. Yeah.
Oh, you're from? You're
Yes, we're friends.
She's Indian. Yeah.
Yes,
You're from Anglo-Saxon.
I'm England. England. Younger. Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
So you stay in Korea?
So which one?
We both live here. I'm a
Really?
teacher. Anna's a PhD student. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So-
good, yeah. I often go to England.
Oh wow.
Yes.
To London
Especially
or
in Manchester.
Manchester?
Liverpool, yeah.
You're doing trading or?
I'm selling the heavy machine, construction heavy
yeah.
equipment.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yeah. Nice.
Maybe you heard about the JCB.
JCB?
Yeah, it's the most, the biggest company located in UK.
What does it do?
They sell the heavy machine.
Heavy
Construction
machinery.
yeah. Excavators and payloaders.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a city girl. I'm a city girl and I don't know all
I
of
don't know
these details. So guys, we just had a fella called Mike Cho and his friend Harrison that just randomly started talking to us, and they explained to us that this particular building is owned by the descendants of the Min family, that is Queen Min of the Joseon Dynasty, and that this was the very first house in Korea that had a toilet placed inside of the building. Previously in Korea, all of the toilets had been separated from the home at least by a few meters, but this was the very first innovative house or hanok structure that had a toilet.
I have a couple kejang, which means maybe a couple.
Woo! Not spicy
Set
for
menu?
me. Well, there's bibimbap, which is very, very simple.
Yes.
And I could take off
Doenjang
the
jjigae is okay. Doenjang jjigae is the
soybean.
brown, the yellow brownish color. Wow, this place looks incredible.
Ooh. Guys, my spider Snoopy sense is getting triggered here. Sujebi?
Sujebi?
I just had sujebi with Paul from Taste So Good last Sunday, and I didn't like it very much. Oh wow, look at this view down here and down here. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That way is Insadong Main Street. Guys, I'm very, very, very Snoopy. I really like spying on everything. I think I'd make a perfect reporter. Vegan restaurant, there's a vegan restaurant and there's birds in here. Oh, they've got chicken back. Bulgogi hot pot. Dumpling hot pot. Bibimbap, bulgogi hot pot. Mung bean pancake. This bukchon mandu soup is really, really delicious, and I really haven't got much time to talk because I just want to eat.